Since 1757, the Locke's distillery has been situated here on the River Brosna. The river passes through the village of Kilbeggan in the Midlands of Ireland, just west of Dublin. They make whiskey here, Irish whiskey. John Locke became involved in the distillery from the end of the 19th century and built it into a major Irish whiskey business. Today you'll find a visitor center and a cozy whiskey bar. All the contemporary brands are available. But it wasn't always this prosperous. The facility has a long and varied past. The distillery closed in 1953 after having operated for almost 200 years. The Cooley Distillery acquired Locke's in 1988. All new spirits from the distillery in Cooley, near Dundalk, north of Dublin, are brought here to be filled in barrels and warehoused. As the whiskey ages, it acquires color and flavor from the oak barrels. Here's current caretaker Brian Quinn with Prime Minister Bertie Ahern. Recently, Cooley founder John Teeling decided to crank up the John Locke Distillery here in Kilbeggan on the River Brosna once again and create some great Irish whiskeys. It made a few headlines, as you can see. Once again, the wheels of whiskey production in Kilbeggan are turning at John Locke on the River Brosna. Here's the brand new boutique pot still distillery in operation. The clear liquid seen flowing here is freshly distilled spirit. This returns Locke's to the glory days of its past and portends a great future. The cooper has the very important job of maintaining the oak barrels so the barrels may do their job. While we watch the craftsmen at work, let's talk about whiskey. Perhaps Cooley's most interesting brand is the Connemara peated single malt. Many things make this a very interesting whiskey. First, it is a single malt, which is rare in Ireland. Second, it is peated, which is unique. And third, it is matured in an American oak bourbon barrel. Peat was used as a cheap and efficient fuel to dry the barley after malting. The smoke from the peat would impart characteristics upon the whiskey. Today, coal has replaced the peat. The Connemara 12-year-old peated single malt is as follows. Color, slightly golden. Nose, light and fruity with a distinct smoky and peated aroma. Taste, silky smooth and honey sweet start, malt and fruits giving way to the intensifying full-bodied peat. Complex yet balanced with vanilla oak tones. Finish, golden honey notes followed by an extraordinary peat explosion spreading across the mouth and palate. Here we turn the page from barrels being refurbished to aged whiskey being decanted from those barrels. It's now no longer spirit, this is ready aged whiskey. Notice the golden color. That barrel did its job. Here it is, the Uisce Baha. That's Gaelic for water of life. That soon changed to Uisce and finally whiskey. The spirit goes into the barrels and the aged whiskey comes out of the barrels. All inside this 200-year-old warehouse. There goes another empty barrel back to revisit the Cooper. So, when visiting the Emerald Isle, pass through Kilbeggan and the John Locke Distillery to sample some of their star whiskeys. Maybe Brian will show you around personally.